So recently I have 100% in 6.1, so now I have the knowledge on which is truly the easiest path and the counters to all the enemies. So let's go over the Cavalier guide. So I encourage everyone to do Cavalier as quick as possible, or like to beat the Sentinel, because you will unlock Cavalier difficulty. You can unlock, I think Summer Appreciation might be coming out next month as well. This is, at the time of recording, this is like June 2020. But hopefully there is some Summer Appreciation rewards coming out next month. And normally Cavaliers will get a pretty good boost. Like, for example, last year Christmas 5-star, the Uncollected got the 5-star randomizer, Awakening Gem, while the Cavaliers get a generic, which was actually mind-blowing, if you ask me. So hopefully, this can help you, encourage you more, and plus, Cavalier difficulty will be coming out real soon. Maximum or minimum of September. But otherwise, we are having a Cavalier event next month, so I think now is a good time to go over the easy path. So, the easiest path by far is definitely this Agent Venom path. Nothing to worry about, just Agent Venom shrugs off. I think, okay, no retreat. It's actually pretty annoying, but Gulk is the MVP for this chapter. So if you have him, go ahead and use him. And if you do use Gulk, I think Gulk can handle, he can be a pretty good, decent counter against Sabretooth, especially with, he heals a lot, so yeah. And also this aggressive regeneration as well. Other than that, really nothing crazy. So yeah, this is the easiest path. Just this is annoying. So Red Skull, make sure you bring a Nullifier or Armor Break champion, because he is very tanky. And everyone else, maybe Punisher could be a little bit annoying with that block specials. So that's actually could be pretty tough. But other than that, everybody else is pretty simple. Counters to Sabretooth, literally a heal block champion would be perfect. Just try not to dash back. I guess I should explain the nodes. So dash back is pretty much, no retreat is pretty much where you dash back, you get this little timer for pretty much a second and a half, and when you dash again while the timer's like still up, you'll suffer degen, because Kabam can't resist giving away these degen, and it will cause a passive degen dealing 200% of the defender's attack. Now, unless Gulk's been secretly nerfed or something, Gulk will work on no retreat. I used them for 6.1. Sabretooth chapter 100%, so Gulk will 100% work. But yeah, like I said, any heal block champions, I guess some Darkhawk could be great. Only problem is with Oscillate, you're going to take a lot of block damage if you miss your parry. So I do recommend trying to hit your parry. But literally any heal block champion, sadly, like heal reverse won't work. I don't know about Human Torches, I don't know if Despair counts. I actually don't know about that. But it does anyway. He's gonna get heal blocked. So just bring a heal block champion. Sentinel could be a pretty decent shout out. Darkhawk's a good shout out. Gulk, MVP, Quake, you name it. So with 6.1.2, the Ultron chapter, there's actually a few decent paths you could pick. I think by far the easiest of them all is teleport to the Black Widow and take the Yellow Jacket path. You have nothing really to worry about. Just the champs itself can be a bit annoying with Bubble Shield. But other than that, it's really nothing to worry about. Just play normally. Just don't parry too much, or just don't miss the parry too much, because you're gonna want to kill them as fast as you can. Another shout out on which path could be easy is the tech path. If you have like Corvus or Captain Marvel, pretty sure they can easily shred this path. There's really nothing to worry about actually in this path. Maybe this path could be arguably easier than the other one. I think all Ultron and Punisher is literally the only ones. But even if you die, you can just restart the quest, and they're literally technically like the first champions. Now you have these. Also, you get like a free Avenger charge, so that's pretty nice. If you have Symbiote Supreme and you do have a counter to this path other than Symbiote Supreme because they have cornered, take this path. This path is made for Symbiote Supreme. You get to nullify all these stuff. I think that Hela might be a little bit annoying, but if you're a master with Symbiote Supreme, this path is definitely worth it. Just that King Root and Heimdall, he's not going to be really good for. Heimdall because of the corner, and King Root because he's bleed immune. Then you port to the Sentinel chapter. You definitely want to get a Biohazard immune champion. Other than that, he's just a mini boss. Actually, Prey of the Weak could be a little bit annoying. Yeah, well, they get 1% of their max. It's actually not that bad. And then there's Bubble Shield as well. Also, I forgot to mention special delivery and combo party. Combo party is actually in your favor unless you get hit. We'll talk about that later. But special delivery, the attacker begins the fight with 15 combo charges. Each land basic attack decreases the combo charge by 1, and launching a special attack will reset the charges. If all charges are removed, they are reset, and the attacker suffers a passive degen equal to 100% of the defender's attack rating. I don't know if Gulk still takes the damage. I actually never triggered this with Gulk before. This is actually a really forgettable node, especially when you first started this chapter. Sometimes when I 100%, I honestly always forget that this node exists. So basically, just SP1 and you win the game. But if you're worried about not getting the damage, because maybe some characters, rely on SP3. Combo party could be pretty useful. Every 10 hits on your combo meter, the attacker gains a permanent cruelty buff, granting plus 500 crit damage rating. When struck, the attacker loses all the combos and you take damage, pretty much. So that is pretty much in your favor, so that's pretty nice of them. Just don't get hit, literally, is the name of the game. Ultron could be a bit annoying with Spite, EMP modification, and Spree. But Spree is not that bad. Sprite, whatever. It's just EMP modification, Spite, and maybe backup recovery could kill you because he might get to SP3. The way to counter this is don't bring any champions that relies on buffs. If they do rely on buffs, try to not trigger them. Like, let's see if there's a good example. Actually, I don't even really have a good example. Like champions that, they trigger buffs, but they go away pretty quickly just to get some decent damage. Silver Surfer's pretty bad on this. Venom's bad. Corvus is not going to be good. Yeah, just combining these two is really annoying because, you trigger the buff, you get the Spite, they'll get the power gain and also hit you with the shock. So while you're also evading the specials, you're also getting the shock damage, which is really great, especially since there's no way to avoid it unless you don't trigger buffs. Remember, dexterity does count. So you if you want to get rid of dexterity, that's okay, because honestly, you can parry Ultron's attacks, to be honest, and just spam parry and win the game if you're really that safety. But honestly, you can still do this with dexterity. Just don't use it too much. And if you do use it, make sure you hit it so the buff goes away. Other than that, Ultron, he's better than the Act 5.4. That's for sure. All right, so we're on 6.1.3, the Ghost chapter. Personally, I think this is my favorite chapter of all of Act 6. I don't know. I actually had a blast just completing it. There's really no annoying opponents. And to 100% it was really fun because it doesn't feel repetitive at all. I think you can do this in 2 or 3 tries, I think, like just doing this quest 2 to 3 times to 100%. I really like that because, you know, I just, no one wants to fight the same boss over and over. Definitely the easy path is to go to Old Man Logan, then this Vision right here. And Deadpool, Agent Venom, Crossbones, Kingpin, Rogue, Scarlet Witch, or Thing. You can also take this path. This path is also not that bad. Just bring a poison immune for Scarlet Witch, and maybe Mordo. Be careful with him. Honestly, it doesn't really matter too much which path you take. Honestly, they're all pretty easy, but when it comes to like the shorter ones, definitely want to take either of the Vision's path. Thing could also be pretty annoying, but just parry him, you're good. Ghost has literally nothing to worry about. It's just limber, and that's it. And that's why another reason why I like this chapter is the fight not that bad. And that's pretty much it on this chapter. This chapter is fairly easy. One of my favorite chapters in Act 6, personally. The node is also not that bad. It's long distance relationship, which is just annoying. But what happens is, while close to the defender, the attacker gains a weakness debuff every 3 seconds, reducing their attack rating by 10% permanently. You stay away from them, and they will go off. I wish there was like a notification or something that shows, or a timer that it's going to go away, but you're just going to have to assume it. And this triggers willpower, so that is nice. Another reason why I like this chapter. It's easy, and even if you mess up, you still get, if you have willpower, you're having like an amazing good time. We're on 6.1.4, the second easiest chapter. Personally, one of my favorites as well, to 100%. I didn't really like it to 100%, but if I had to pick between all of 6.1 on what to 100%, this would be the second choice. The Ghost would be number 1 choice. There's actually a pretty decent amount of paths for you to choose. There's 2 I would recommend. If you can take out this Rhino, which is going to be annoying because he has an aspect of war, and you can't intercept him, which sucks. So you're probably going to lose a champion. That happened to me. You can take this path, and you also need a bleed immune for Yondu just in case. But maybe close encounters can make you heal up again. And then you'll pretty much be at the Loki fight, which his forces, like, nothing to worry about, just limber again, and he will gain some power. And all his specials are unblockable. SP1 and SP2 will be unblockable. Close encounters, it's just annoying. I don't think Gulk can help you with this one, sadly, because I used it and I didn't see a trigger. The only reason why I think it doesn't trigger is because you're regenerating, and Kaban decided, well, why would I add more regeneration? And yeah, I think that's the reason why there is no regeneration from them. Yeah, this chapter is not that bad, just a little bit annoying with close encounters. If you can't take that Rhino, then go to this portal 11 right here. Oh my god, if I can click on it. And you go to A, you got Phoenix, Sabretooth, Wolverine, Guillotine, Hood, really nothing to worry about. And I think the only ones that could be annoying is maybe Phoenix, as life or second chance, whatever, could throw you off. I do recommend a little bit of a heal block for Sabretooth. It's always nice to have a heal block for Sabretooth, because that, it's pretty bad. But it's your choice. Personally, I go with the Phoenix path, since you don't have to deal with that Rhino. But if you want to deal with the Rhino, and almost like literally the rest of the fight is pretty easy. If you have Symbiote Supreme, you're going to be having a giggle with this Venom and Venom the Duck. I wish that Gamora could trigger bust if you hit her as well, but that won't happen. But yeah, these 2 paths I do recommend. The rest, it's an okay option, but it's not the easiest option, Well, after defeating the Loki, you are now 1 step closer to hell. You're gonna have to deal with this Crossbones. Now, overall, literally any bleed immune champion can fight this Crossbone if you revive up over and over. Probably should talk about how to get to him first, but I was just gonna go straight into how to defeat him though. Bring in a bleed immune champion, any one of them, doesn't matter. if Vigor will trigger, you can quit the fight and go back in. So make sure you do all the damage as much as possible, then quit the fight, and you'll be having a fun time. It's going to cost a lot of revives, but this is a completion run, so it won't be too much. If you are bringing in Quake, he does have Force of Will, so you cannot get rid of that Vigor, but you can remove it if you take this path. The Iron Fist, which is nothing to worry about. Venom Pool, nothing to worry about. Gwenpool, nothing to worry about. Mordo can be a bit of a pain, but thankfully there is Life Transfer. Captain America, just bring in a Bleed Immune, which you're already going to do for that fight. Miles, just parry and be aggressive as you can. And, you have Quake for that Mephisto. So this path, if you can Quake, if you have Void, you have Red Hulk to deal with that Mephisto, this path can also be pretty easy. Also, if you take down here as well, down here is pretty simple. It's just Moon Knight, stun immune. Just make sure you're not fighting him when the evade phase starts. And everything else is just annoying, but nothing crazy. Or you can take this path where so you have this superior Iron Man, nothing to worry about, and you don't have to worry about Aspect of Nightmare since that's the first fight. Falcon, just annoying, but he has Masochism, so it won't trigger too much with Stun Immune. Sabretooth, the man who keeps popping up everywhere, not that bad. Venom's not that bad. She-Hulk's not that bad. Old Man Logan is not that bad. And Winter Soldier's not that bad. Also, you get rid of Bane too, so this is actually a nice second choice to pick if you can't choose. Bane is pretty annoying. Personally, I do want Bane to be up, just so I can do as much damage as I can, but when you really think about it, you're barely doing any damage with Bane. I think this one sucks, right? This one's a bit annoying. If you can fight Yellow Jacket, and this path isn't that bad, but for completion, this path is probably the best. So this one could be the first path, or this one could be the second path. That Life Transfer on Mordo, it's really good. I need to talk about the nodes itself. So we have power struggles, so the attacker cannot gain power during the fight through normal means. The only way to get power is if the opponent gets a full bar power, then you will get one as well. And if the opponent uses it, then you will get power drain. So let's say Crossbones, I build him up, he's got up to SP1. I gain SP1 as well. I cannot gain any power, even if I have power gain from Hyperion or stuff like that, Vision Arcus, I will not gain power unless the opponent gets SP1. And if he does use SP1, I'm going to get power drain. And this means that you cannot get SP3. Yes. Unless your SP3 can power drain, which means I think Vision has a power drain on his SP3, I think. You could go for the SP3. There will be a little bit of a delay for you to get your SP3 because it takes like a few seconds for the power to transfer to you. So be careful of that. Make sure you parry, do a 5-hit combo at the right time so you have enough time to trigger your SP3. Other than that, there's really no other character who can use SP3. That's why Darkhawk is actually pretty bad for this fight. Because I can't heal block him. And also get the massive damage. Unless I bring in Night Thrasher and get lucky. So yeah. Just bring in a Bleed Immune. Heal block, I don't know if heal block will matter. Because I think he shrugs off debuffs, I believe. I know he shrugs off stuns. But I don't know if Crossbone shrugs off debuffs. I will come back and confirm that later. But other than that, yeah, this fight's not that bad. I mean, it's bad, but it's not like, super crazy. You just have to spend a lot of units, which, is Kabam's job. So, now we got the pass out of the way. Here, we're going to talk about the Crossbone counters, best counters. Now, these are not in order, and the ones with question marks, I actually am not sure. But they could be good options, but they are not like 100%. Ooh, I actually gotta fix this actually. So I started off. Ghost definitely up there. She can shrug off the debuffs, do all the damage, yada yada yada. It's that simple, dude. It's just nothing to talk about. Corvus, I do recommend you ramp him up. For me, my Corvus, I think it's recommended to have 2 charges at least for the big damage, but if you don't have a single charge, the damage is gonna be kind of underwhelming. Colossus, definitely up there. If you have synergies for him, he's definitely gonna get the one shot, and he's so strong and powerful, dude. It's crazy. Quake, if you get rid of the, I forgot what it's called, ability accuracy reduction or whatever. Basically, it's that path I told you guys about. It's all in the far right. If you can get rid of that, that means that the crossbones will not regenerate. Now, it might be because I'm not running suicides, but I couldn't get the damage out there as well to get him down 25% before the vigor comes out. But I highly recommend if you're gonna bring Quake or if you're gonna go for Quake on the one shot, make sure you get rid of that one node down. Only one path can do that, but remember this is a completion guide after all, so yeah, you're not going for the 100%. Aegon needs to be ramped up so you can shrug off the debuffs and get the maximum amount of damage. So that's pretty much it for him. Emma Frost, she's killing it. She's bleed immune, so she can definitely handle it. She got the damage as well. Now Sentinel, I have actually tried him out personally. Mine's this at the time he was a 6-star rank 1. Um, he couldn't out damage the Vigor, so I kind of regretted bringing him at the time. Now I don't have suicide, so like I said, I don't have double the damage. And also Crossbones does shrug off my heal block, so that kind of messed me up as well. So Sentinel, he's pretty much a big question mark on if he works or not. But if he's the only one you have, then you could bring him and just rinse him down, restart the fight over and over and over. Or not restart the fight, but quit before he regens and keep taking him down over and over. Warlock, bleed immune, dude has a crazy amount of damage. Definitely can take down Crossbones. Iceman's probably one of the OG choices because I think at the time it came out was like 18, I think. 2019, 2018, I don't remember. One of the OG choices for him. Can definitely out damage the Cold Snap. I think maybe rank 4 would be nice. Darkhawk, put a question mark because I did try out Darkhawk. My Darkhawk was rank 5 as well. No suicides. But maybe with the Night Thrasher synergy, this Darkhawk could definitely be an option. Old Man Logan, I haven't gotten the one shot, but he can definitely one shot. But you need to get a little bit of luck is involved as well. But you need to have a lot of skill. Um, Also, rank 5 would be very nice, and also needs to be awakened so you can do that big damage on the SP2, making him be like Corvus. And also get lucky that he doesn't shrug off those debuffs as well. Um, Now remember, Old Man Logan needs his regeneration to counter the bleed. So if that regeneration's gone, you're going to take a lot of bleed damage. So you definitely want a time when you want to use your SP2. Remember, it's unblockable as well, so you can kind of use it anytime you want. But you also need to keep in mind that the only one to get to SP2 is if Crossbones at SP2. So high risk, high reward. Thing, if you're patient, you can definitely take him out. Gilly can definitely take him out. I actually surprised about Black Widow Clairvoyant. I actually saw a video of it. She can take Crossbones out, and I was surprised about that. I was really surprised. Morningstar, um, the thing is, you can't ramp her up unless you're gonna revive her up. But there is no way to ramp her up without dying, because you need to use your SP3 to get the soul charge, and the only way to get to SP3 is if the opponent gets to the SP3. So sadly, Maybe if Morningstar, if you can ramp her up, but I think max you can do, I think it's 2 charges, I think. But also, even if you don't ramp her up, the fight will be ridiculously long. So, yeah, you have that going for you. Omega Red with Suicides will be nice, so because you can get that more damage. Actually, I don't even know why I added this. Let me just remove that. Then that was completely useless. But yeah, Omega Red, easy choice. I think I meant to put Willpower. Would be nice, but Omega Red definitely up there. Vision. Now Vision, I'm not sure how I feel about him for Crossbones. He is bleed immune, poison immune as well. Robot. He does have heal block. At least the I forgot the Age of Ultron one, but I don't think he's a 5-star. So um he could definitely be a pretty good option. Definitely be a very good option, especially since you can power drain. So that's really nice. Vision or not Vision, Nebula. She is bleed immune. I don't know if she's good or not, but she could be a potential option because she is bleed immune robot. So she could be a pretty good option. Iron Man Infinity War. I forgot I actually used Iron Man Infinity War. I forgot he was bleed immune. But the problem with him is you need armor up to even be bleed immune. So yeah, that does kind of suck. But other than that, these are probably the top options out there. There's probably some that I'm missing. If I'm missing some, please leave it on the comments below. I'm actually not good with the 2020 champions, so I don't have any information on them other than Nova. Nova's the only one I have some information on because I own him. But everyone else, I'm actually in the dark, so I don't know if there's any bleed immune or not. I don't know if maybe Hitmonkey could be good. I don't know if Tiger can be good. I don't know if Terex could have been good. Moman could have been good. Longshot, Mojo, I don't know because I don't own them, so comment down if they're actually pretty good. So if you made it this far, congratulations. You are on the final chapter and one step closer to getting that Cavalier title and some few shards. So the easiest path is to go take Moon Knight, go on the Havoc. Just make sure you have an armor up champion for him. Go to Heimdall and make a left and take this Wolverine X23. And what the note is pretty much every time they gain regen, they will be unblockable. It's not as bad as it seems, especially if you have a nullified champion. So that'll be great. Remember they have arc overload, so that means they will start unblockable. So don't parry at the start of the fight. Do not do that. I recommend you don't. But that is by far the easiest path. I don't know if there's really any backup plans. Yeah, I don't think there's a backup plan. I do know what's the worst path. That's for sure. Yeah, I don't think there's really any backup. If you're a god with reverse controls, you can take this path. It's the path. If you know how to deal with role reverse, that path is not too bad. This path, I was actually really afraid of this path, but if you have Corvus, you're just gonna destroy this path. If you can manage with all or nothing, I use Nick Fury most of the time, and he just killed everyone except for Electro. Kind of messed because that damage back. Other than that, he pretty much soloed everybody. I did have boost on. I did have some extra attack rating, but he killed us still. Excuse me. Alright, let's get to the big boy himself. Sentinel, personally, he's not bad. He's actually really normal boss character. It's all skill, no BS like Crossbones. Problem is, you cannot use specials unless you are playing with Venom or someone who gains a lot of power. Venom is amazing. If only Sentinel wasn't bleed immune, I understand why he's a robot. Of course he's bleed immune. But if he wasn't bleed immune, Venom would have destroyed this man. Because you got the buffs, you got the to help you increase your damage, you have bleeds. You're just gonna kill him easily. So that's who I use. And then I started quaking him, and then that was easy as well. So all he really has is Fist Cuffs, Plagued Mind, and Stun Immune, meaning the reason why I think they gave him stun immune was one, because he's the big bad, and two, he will hit into your block board so you can gain the charges up quickly. You will getting power, or you will get power drain, so you will not be able to gain pretty much your SP3. It will be almost impossible to get SP3. And then you have fist cuffs, so you will not gain power, or you'll not activate buffs or debuffs for the whole fight. So it's all skill. There's nothing really to worry about. If you do this fight, I recommend using the SP2 first, and then SP1, because he has Hurt Locker, and if you use the same type of special attack twice in a row, you will gain a delayed blast charge for 5 seconds. It can be removed with a heavy attack, but the problem is it's not gonna work because what's it called? It's stun immune. I mean, sure, you can heavy intercept, but that's a very risky play. But I think almost any Cosmic Champions can wreck him. Corvus, I didn't get a one-shot, but I think I took down like 30-40% of his health. So that's not bad with him by himself. I had Captain Marvel, Venom, Quake, so I was pretty stacked. But he's not that bad to worry about. Just you just literally gotta beat him to death. Pretty much what it is. He's very tanky though. So I think the one problem I had was that fight was ridiculously boring. It was so boring. And if you're 100%ing this, good luck. I think you have to fight him like 10 times or something. That's really annoying. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. We will go. So that will be it for the video of the 2020 Act 6.1 completion guide, Cavalier guide, whatever you call it. If you have any questions, you can pretty much DM me on Discord. My Discord link will be in the description, or at least the name will be. I don't know how to actually add my profile, but I don't know, maybe one day I'll have a Discord channel for MCOC. I don't know yet. See how it goes. But yeah, if you have any questions or anything like that, please comment down below. And honestly, the best way to reach me personally will be to DM me. And other than that, that's it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.